Hey, it's alright. No need to be scared. Everything is fine. It doesn't bite. That's easy for you to say. I'm scared. Really scared. My name is Lauli Bitoye and I'm going to be talking about fears today. It's easy for everybody to say don't be scared. It's easy for everybody to say don't be afraid. But when you're the one wearing the shoes, oh, yeah, that can be scary. Really, really, really scary. I remember being a young boy and my uncle came back home with a grass cutter and there was no power, so I just saw something fluffy and the young me who's always wanted a puppy felt it was a puppy because the hair was just so smooth. Petting it on I went and all of a sudden power was restored and behold I saw what was beside me. I'll never forget my reaction. Screamed. Yeah, like screamed. Ah! Yeah, that kind of scream. But I look back now and I laugh about it. But I was terrified. I was terrified out of myself. My heart limped into my mouth. And I'm sure a whole lot of us have felt that way. Either you screamed like a little girl, nothing bad about screaming like a girl anyway, or you cover it up with a lot of herbs and muscles and feign the fearless warrior knight in shining armor. That's also good. But the most important part is actually where we actually face our fears, where we actually identify our fears and we admit it. That it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be afraid. But what we do with our fears is what actually counts. I'm not going to come with the cliches of don't be afraid, fear not. Yeah. But I think the other part to it is what we do in the presence of our fears, what we do in the presence of the things that scares us. Okay? There's nothing to it. I was scared that night. But how I reacted, of course, I had no control over it. I was probably like 2, 3. Okay, so you have to pardon me about that. But now I'm older and I still have things that I'm scared of. Alright? And I'm sure you do too. The question is, how do you really handle them? From being scared of dogs to me being scared of snakes and reptiles generally, to that big project that you have no idea how you're going to execute it, or to sharing your emotions with a person who you feel something deep for, but you're not sure how they're going to respond, or to actually tabling that idea to your boss, or from actually launching out on your own business venture, anything at all. There are things that scare us. They don't have to be living creatures. There could be situations and circumstances in our lives that we just have no control over the outcomes. The fear of the unknown has been one of the oldest fears of mankind. Not knowing what to expect, not being able to control the outcome, not being able to have a tangible hold or a tangible control about how things go. Even the best of our plans go off the chart, off the rails, because something so small went wrong. That can be really, really scary. After putting all the attention, after putting all the time into it, and things can still go wrong. That scares us. So being able to still stay in charge, being able to stay in control while everything goes wrong, that's where our strength comes from. That's where courage comes from. So for us to be scared, for us to be fearful, okay, yes, it's a given. Fear paralyzes. It does. But I think what we do, that's what will determine if fear dies or if it stays. So, when you're scared, good, admit you're scared. I am scared. I get scared a lot. I get scared each time I have to pick up my phone and actually make a recording, and I begin to wonder in my mind, am I going to say something good? Is this good enough? Will it bless people? I get scared. But being able to act even in the presence of fear, that is what defines our courage. That is what determines the depth of our fear. Someone wise once said, do what you fear the most, and the death of fear is inevitable. So, have you ever wondered, when you ask or when you pray to a deity for courage, have you ever wondered how courage comes? It's never something substantial. But what comes when you pray for courage, what comes when you pray for boldness, is the opportunity to show yourself courageous. And then something fearful comes, and then you actually show yourself courageous. So fear is not a bad thing, and it can only be gone when we actually stand up in courage. So stand up today, face your fears, and the death of fear is inevitable. You can overcome. You will overcome. Go and overcome.